morning, everyone. This is a shortened edition of the Auditing Insanity newscast tonight, as I'm under the weather and baking in the high temperatures that have plagued north-central Pennsylvania in recent days. Tonight we have three stories revolving around Aiden Turtleboy Kearney, Glenn Cerio, a flashback to Jose Chile DeCastro's reaction to losing in federal court last year, and a special look at the GoFundMe market, where one fund is apparently going backwards and actually losing money. Before we go forward, I just want to remind everyone that the production of the newspaper and the newscast is currently supported by donations from our readers and our viewers. Participation is not necessary and will never be necessary to take part in enjoying our content. We may push our ongoing campaigns for animal care, eating, paying bills, etc. right now, as we're not monetized by YouTube and we're not getting paid for our efforts. We are thankful to you all for taking part in our content, and just by giving us a view, a thumbs up, and a comment, you're helping us in the long run. Our role in the 1A community is to provide the news. 3 to 5 stories a day, a flashback story, and a look at the GoFundMe markets. We intend to get you up to speed on stories, and you can take deeper dives either in our watch parties or panel shows or on other channels. You are under no obligation to help us financially, and despite our occasional whining, we're not running a scam for cat food, flea treatment, or even McDonald's. Rose and Gia would both murder me if it was a McDonald's scam, so we don't want to go there. Anywho, with that said, let's get on with the news. GoFundMe DeCastro campaign goes backwards? Friday's GoFundMe crowd went to our own ongoing expenses fund with $30 in donations and was again the only fund to see donations or any activity other than one of Jose Chile DeCastro's campaigns that went backwards. That's right, folks, for maybe the second time since we've been following these things, a fund declined from the previous day by a significant margin. Jose Chile DeCastro's Legal Aid Fund, Donation Fund, Help People Fund fell from $26,950 yesterday to $26,850 today, with an observed loss of $100. Thinking that this was a mistake on our part, we went back to the history of the campaign and confirmed that the last donation was from an anonymous source 4 days ago for $50, along with a donation 5 days ago for $25, a donation 7 days ago for $10, and a donation of $5 14 days ago, before hitting a $100 donation 15 days ago. The build-up from one to the other was natural, so it wasn't something transposed in our data, like a recent screw-up in our own fund the other day, leaving us to believe that the $100 was either charged back or declined in processing. Why it took so long for this person or the card company to act is a mystery at this point. Examining the record, the person with the $100 donation has donated at least twice before to the fund for the same amount without a chargeback. Their action will be left as a mystery. But again, day 2 of DeCastro's freedom and his crowdfunding is going backwards. It's a sign that his refusal to address his fans may have been a mistake. DeCastro has scheduled his triumphant live stream for Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. In response to DeCastro's freedom, former partner Colin Project Constitution Campbell has pulled all of his YouTube content featuring the videos he made during his time working with DeCastro. Campbell explained in a post on Kate Peters' Discord that he was removing the content as he is aware of the rumors that DeCastro was going to strike anyone using his content while the YouTuber was unjustly locked up in the Clark County Detention Center. DeCastro's former partner admitted no wrongdoing, as he's using videos he produced in the partnership with DeCastro on his channel, but did not want to risk losing his channel due to DeCastro's penchant for falsely striking channels in the past. Previous channels reportedly briefly taken down by DeCastro's actions included Dogtective, Uncle Artie, and Irish Demon's main channel. While the YouTube channels were returned upon appeal, Campbell said he did not want to risk losing his YouTube presence at this time. Campbell's TikTok and other social media channels remain up without alteration. If you'd like to keep our new YouTube channel stay up and keep us reporting new stories every day, we do have our own GoFundMe. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Glenn Cerio sues Tella Cline for $10,000. Tella Cline announced on her YouTube channel on Saturday that she is being sued by First Amendment auditor Glenn Cerio in Lynnwood, Washington's Small Claims Court. Cerio claims the following in his Small Claims Court filing. On June 22, 2024, Sharon E. Cline received transmitted very sensitive information on her YouTube channel, Tella Cline, with the intent to harm, intentionally disclosing it to the public, all my very private information, name, birth date, social security number, committing the crime of identity theft 9A 20 RCW, taking with malicious intent to harm me financially with the scheme to commit fraud and attempting to gain access. Screenshots included in the lawsuit showed that Cline posted a copy of the 2019 bulletin about Cerio posted publicly by the Everett, Washington Police Department. Cline also had reposted a video of Cerio's that featured information about lawsuits against specific officers in Everett that Cerio was suing. Both Cline and Cerio's copy of the video were removed from YouTube on grounds of harassment. Cerio later reposted that video with the private information removed. Cline told her fans not to approach or steal Cerio's identity based on information she may have disseminated about Cerio, and says she does attempt to redact anything confidential when posting information about Cerio, which was reflected in screenshots Cerio included in the lawsuit. Cerio is seeking $10,000, and the court date is scheduled for a Zoom call on September 24, 2024, at 9 a.m. local time. Cline has requested help from the public on finding grounds to countersue Cerio. Turtleboy says his motions were granted. Turtleboy Aiden Kearney went on a Twitter blitz leading into the weekend with a number of announcements regarding his ongoing charges of witness intimidation, picketing, and conspiracy. At Thursday's hearing for the charges, Kearney's attorney Tim Bradel demanded phone records from Lindsay Gaiatini's phone regarding an incident where Kearney claims Gaiatini destroyed evidence of conversations between her, Special Assistant District Attorney for the case Kenneth Mello, and Brian Tully, a Massachusetts state trooper. The incident is alleged to have happened on December 23, 2023. Kearney had come over to Gaiatini's house to confront her about her involvement in grand jury hearings about his felony witness intimidation and other charges. During the visit, it is alleged that Gaiatini locked herself in her bathroom and called or texted Mello, telling him not to contact her until further notice, as Kearney was attempting to go through her phone. She is also alleged to have a conversation with Tully, who was told the same thing. Gaiatini then allegedly deleted text messages and call records from both men, so Kearney could not find them. Kearney alleges that Gaiatini had conspired with Tully and Mello to invite him over to her home for Gaiatini to then file false charges of assault against him. The false charges would then violate his release conditions from the witness intimidation charges and see his bond revoked. An incident between Gaiatini and Kearney did happen that night. Gaiatini did press charges against Kearney, and Kearney's bail was revoked. He spent the holidays in jail for violating his bond, and on the day of his release, police declined to prosecute him for the alleged assault of Gaiatini. Bradel claimed he needed several months' worth of phone records from Verizon from the time period, as he did not trust the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to provide him with information based on their alleged mishandling of information in the recent Karen Reed murder trial. Both the Commonwealth and Gaiatini's lawyer objected to the request due to privacy issues and due to the fear that Kearney would release information from the phone that was non-related to the case on his weekly YouTube live streams. The judge in the case ruled that Bradel would be provided records from December 23, 2023 at 12 a.m. Eastern Time to December 24, 2024 at 12 a.m. Eastern Time by Verizon Wireless within 30 days of being subpoenaed by the clerk of the court. Bradel was ordered against copying the records or disclosing or disseminating the contents to anyone else, including Kearney, subject to further order by the court. The judge also ruled that the Commonwealth needed to provide a revised bill of particulars to the defense by Friday, August 1, 2024. This was in response to a defense motion on Thursday that the bill of particulars given to them by Ken Mello insufficiently detailed the nature and character of crimes charged against Kearney. Kearney released the following statement to Twitter in response to the motions and in regard to Mello's replacement, Special Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. Robert Cosgrove is a 72-year-old retired judge making over $200,000 a year in his pension. He could have just retired to the Cape and lived large, but instead he wanted to suck off the taxpayers some more and declare war on the First Amendment by taking over Ken Mello's sham prosecution of an award-winning journalist. Flashback to July 13th, 2023. DeCastro ignores case dismissal. An unusually quiet Jose Chile DeCastro livestreamed Wednesday night and made no mention of his devastating court loss to Kate Peter, Josh Abrams, various John Doe defendants, and YouTube Google itself. DeCastro had apparently instructed his moderators to crack down on mentions of the events surrounding the dismissal of his federal copyright lawsuit, with moderators removing and timing out anyone who inquired about the case or posed direct questions about what happens next to DeCastro. The YouTuber, while unusually silent while watching videos of negative interactions between police and citizens, did not take the bait from multiple sock accounts such as Judge Allison Burroughs and Allie B from the Bronx, who got around the restrictions of his moderators by sending super chat donations. Warming up in the second of the 2-hour live stream, DeCastro claimed that his family was Colombian and dealt drugs in the United States as it was their only means to make a living when they arrived in the country. DeCastro failed to mention his multiple planned fundraisers, including efforts for Deborah Rogers and a disabled fan, but pledged to crowdfund fines for the Follow the John YouTube channel after featuring a video from the channel in which the channel owner received a parking ticket, ending his live stream with a pledge to use his fans' money to cover anything the channel owner needed in relation to the police interaction. Viewership for DeCastro's event peaked at an observed 210 live viewers, and total views for the video stands at approximately 1,600 as of press time. Well, we had a lot to say for somebody who was asleep most of the day and who has had trouble being focused all day. Please remember that we'll be releasing our weekend review show tomorrow morning at its normal time. I may or may not be attending that viewing, but we sure as heck would love to see you there. I'm off now to throw more puffy Cheetos at Helen the cat, who has a serious addiction on her hands, and then back to bed. See you in the morning. Psst! No end credit scene tonight, but it shall return on Monday when I'm feeling better. Hopefully anyway.